terms of what he means to the team, to you over the last few years?
I mean, what he means to the team is, you know, he brings that Georgia football breed line, I guess. You know, guys that just come in and work, you know, are selfless guys, are team first guys. And he puts on his helmet and comes to work every single day. I got a lot of love and a lot of respect for him, and I know everybody on this team as well, coaches included. Obviously, our front office as well, because they wouldn't have paid him if they didn't. And you know, the funny thing about it too, like I don't think this isn't going to change him. Like he's still going to come in and attack the day as if he was, you know, getting drafted again. So, you know, and then what he means to me, man, that's my road dog. You know what I'm saying? That's a guy that, you know, as soon as he came in, we locked in and we became brothers, and you know, and also fierce competitors as well. He pushes me every single day, and I try to do the same thing as well. We want the best for each other, and we want to be the best duo in the National Football League.
How's it feel to be back in the building for OTAs and kind of have the guys back together a little bit?
It feels good to be back, man. The energy is super high. You know, I think the first team meeting went how I expected. You know, having Liam go up there talking to the team, you know, still have that fire built up, man. It's awesome to hear. It's awesome to get back into the, you know, to camps meetings and, you know, kind of getting back to the basics. I know it's day one, but you know, I'm excited for what tomorrow holds for us, and even the workouts outside. You know, we're getting really good work, so you know, I'm excited to be back.
Well, we changed it up off-season to off-season. We've gone to Arizona, split your time. What's your plan this off-season, as well as what led to you being here for this first week of the off-season program?
I mean,
obviously knowing it's voluntary.
For me, you know, Arizona, I still go to Arizona. You know, I just timed it up differently. But for me, man, you know, outside of, you know, what my contract says, you know, and what we talk about there, you know, I'm not gonna argue that.
No.
But, you know, outside, you know, being with the guys, it's just good to be back. You know, I think we have a really good locker room, a really good presence. A lot of the young guys, man, it's just to see how far they've gone, be around Danny, be around BJ, and just kind of act like we never left. And, you know, and guys would know, guys that age out, and they always look back and say, what do you miss the most? You miss the locker room. And right now I'm in that moment of like, you know, let's continue to embrace this and let's continue to carry on for what we had before and take it to the next level. And I'm excited about that.
Hey Josh, 7 years since your draft week. What do you remember most about what these guys are going to be going through this weekend?
I mean, where's the draft this year? Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Shout out to those guys though, man. This is a lifetime. You know, for me, man, I didn't. You know, we being frank, being real. For me, I didn't think I was gonna go to the NFL until my junior year, you know, of college. So for me to be able to put that work in and then to sit in those seats after my senior year of like, damn, like I really achieved that. I really achieved this at a high level, and now I'm at an opportunity to be drafted. It was just a surreal moment. The anticipation is kind of going to be crazy. You know, I thought I was going to go higher. Obviously, I went 7. You know, but still, like for me, it was just like, oh my gosh, what am I going? I don't know who's at the 5. I don't know who's at the 4. Like, what's happening? And then you have other guys that are in situations that are like they can't control that. You know, and I know everybody probably thinks, yeah, I had a good meeting with this team. I think I'm gonna go to this team, but it's actually the team that never talked to you. You know, and then you're like, oh my God, where am I at right now? Okay, where am I going? So, you know, coming in day one after you get drafted, man, coming in and just settling in, being with the guys, you know, kind of just embrace yourself early. I think will probably be the easiest transition for guys coming into the league. You know, everybody don't like a standoff guy that's kind of feeling it, man. Come in and be yourself and compete at a high level, because that's the first thing that we're going to see. You know, for me, if I come in, that's the first thing I noticed with Danny and BJ, man. Those guys competed every single day, and with each other, with me, with Trey, and you can't do nothing but respect that. And so, you know, that's what I'm kind of looking forward to, these guys. I think James does a heck of a job on bringing good players in here and good high-value players. And I'm excited to see what the draft looks like for us this year.
How much more at ease is everyone now that you kind of know what to expect out of Liam and the staff? And
Ain't nobody at ease. I think we should all still be, you know, on our, you know, we got to come in with the expectations of, you know, this is a business at the end of the day, and if you come in complacent, then things are not going to end well for you. So for me, man, this is a day-to-day operation for me, to come in and execute and be at a high level, come in, you know, smile on my face always, but know that, you know, this job doesn't last forever, and take advantage of each moment. So, and I think we all know that too. But it's a good feeling to have. It's a good feeling to know that, you know, at least those guys making those decisions are like guys that communicate with you, and guys that want to win, and guys that want the best for the team. And if you are on that roster, when we do make the roster, or, you know, the practice squad, they believe in you. And so for me, just to come in every single day and be ready to work, that's the only thing I can do, and that's the only thing everybody else feels like they can do as well.
Josh, what motivates you going into this year? I mean, you had the huge year in the contract season. You chased down that franchise sack record. I mean, we're at this stage of your career, but what are you this time of year? What's the carrot going into the fall?
I mean, for me, you know, is validation, and this can go two ways. You know what I'm saying? Because people can be chasing, you know, everybody should chase greatness, you know. But for me, you know, I've been one of the best guys at my position for the last couple of years, and, you know, don't get talked about as much. And, you know, and again, it's a lot of media, but if you turn the film on, you know, I've been one of the best guys. But the validation of being named with those guys that are, you know, Will Anderson just got $50 million, you know, being Myles Garrett, and, you know, you hear Max Crosby, T.J. Watts, and Nick Bosa's, like, you know, when you have a list of those guys of who's the best in the league, you know, I want Josh Hines-Allen to be one of those guys that come to the top of the list. And for me, that's just keep producing. You know, I know sacks has been a huge thing in my position. You know, for me, I don't think about it. I've been up here before, and you know, I've always said, man, that's not a thing that kind of carries me. Me turning on the tape and me knowing that I'm whooping the guy in front of me, and that guy knowing that as well, and coaches knowing that. Coaches know I got to play against them. Like, that's what kind of drives me. But again, man, I did a lot of things, you know, from last year, knowing things I need to do better to finish better, and you know, I'm looking to improve on those aspects to get the job done.
I know it happened a few months ago, but just your thoughts on camp, you know, coming back and getting camp coming back and getting another year with them.
Man, I love camp. To have, you know, you always want the best guys in the building at all time, and I think he's a young coach. Well, he's a young coach, you know, coming up, you know, his second year going to DC, and to have a good coach in the building, you can't beat that. And, you know, you talent a good coach with good players, that's a recipe for success to me. And, you know, when I can come into a situation knowing that, like, you know, I'm coming in and giving it my all, and I got a coach that's speaking to me, giving it his all, it's a recipe for success. And not only I feel like that, but all the other players as well. So, you know, we love camp. You know, we're going to fight for him. Now we kind of know what he's about, and it just brings the love and trust a little bit further.
Did you know Rook before he?
Yeah, I did. We definitely came across the past a few times. Great kid. You know, I talked to him in his draft process. I talked to him when he was I think I was still in Kentucky, and he came on a visit, and we chopped it up. And ever since, and I just seen him in Arizona too.
Oh, really?
So, like, even before he signed, this was before he got traded there, you know, every time I see him, like, he always gives me a lot of love, a lot of respect. And, you know, I've always followed him every time we played against him. You know, we always touch base. And so for him to be on the team now, to know what type of value and character that he has, he's going to fit right into what we got going on. And I'm excited to rush with him. I'm excited to play with him. He kind of know what we about. And, you know, again, like I was just telling him about the rookies, man, come in here, be yourself, you know, compete at a high level, and you're going to fit right in with us. And he has that type of mold, and I'm excited to get going with him.
And the unit obviously led the league in run defense last year. What's the next step for the defensive front?
Lead the league in sacks.
Hey, Josh, off topic a little bit. On the Union front, what gives you confidence that J.C. Trevor can bring some continuity to the Union that you guys haven't had in the last couple of years?
I mean, J.C. brings a lot of personal experience. You know, he former player, was an NFL PA president. Sorry, and a guy that fought for us. And you know, I was in those meetings, and you know, it was a long debate to see who we're gonna choose. But at the end of the day, man, we all collectively chose to go with JC because he was the best fit. He was a guy that, you know, with things coming up recently, like now in the next couple of years, a guy that's gonna fight for us, a guy that understands what we need. And you know, he gave me the confidence that, you know, we're gonna be in good hands, but he also needs a good staff around him as well. And he needs a good support in each team that's gonna help fight with him. And so, you know, if I can help in any way, I am, to support him and to support us, essentially. So I got a lot of respect for JC.
I know you said you're not complacent at all coming in, but do you feel like defensively you guys could have a head start maybe a little bit from having the continuity of knowing Camp knowing you?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't had a lot of that recently here on the defensive side.
I mean, yeah, I would think so. But again, you know, we're starting back at phase one. I think once we get back on the field and we start going into what these meetings look like more in-depthly, maybe we can skip over a few things. Maybe we can talk a little bit more broadly about, you know, what are we expecting from each other, and take that next step of like, maybe we don't have to do it by the book right now because we did it by the book. Maybe we can do it by experience. You know, how do we feel? Secondary, how do y'all feel?
Yeah.
Up front, how do y'all feel? Linebackers, how do we feel about communicating things? So there's a lot of different nuances I feel like we're gonna improve on. Like, hey, let's not do that right now. Let's gravitate toward this, and then having that year with the back end as well should kind of work. So, you know, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what our defense looks like going into year 2 under Camp. Knowing the things that we did well last year, knowing things that we didn't do well last year, I think that's important as well. And just improving on all facets so we can be the best defense in the National League.
At this point in your career, do you find yourself a little bit more, this is what we need? I mean, do you say we need another edge so Travon can move inside next to me, or we need another defensive tackle, or do you just leave that to the others?
Yeah, I just play football here. I just play football, man. I try to, you know, stay in my lane, and, you know, if they ask me what I would want to do or my opinion, then I would give them my opinion. But for me, again, just to have that trust, I think that trust is needed to be had to, you know, James and Tony are going to do the right things to bring the right people in to help benefit and uplift this team and, well, this ecosystem. You know, and I'm a part of that ecosystem that needs to uplift those people, whoever they bring in. So if we don't bring nobody in, we're going to rock with the guys we got. If we do bring somebody in, we're going to rock with whoever we bring in.
Josh, how much of last season, the way it ended, is a motivating factor right now and still fresh in your brain?
I mean, obviously, you know, you end with a loss. Only one team's gonna end with a win, and we want to see them finish with a loss. And the way we went out, I think it was a learning experience for us. You know, there's never any moral victories. You know, we kind of got that out of our ways. I think we're all old enough to know that, you know, losing is a part of it, but how can we get better? But I think it was a learning experience. We played against a good team, a well-experienced team at that. Did they make more plays? Probably. Did they make exciting plays? No. But they just didn't mess up, from my understanding of how the game went. And that was a good lesson to have. You know, so when we play against experienced teams, man, we can't beat ourselves. That's every week, but in the playoff games, man, you can't beat yourselves. We stopped the run. You know, I feel like we contained Josh to not scramble as much as he typically does, but he just made the right plays. And
sorry, go ahead, sorry.
Okay.
I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, you know, just we learned a lot of experience, and I can't wait to get back in that phase again and take it to the next level.
Thanks, Josh.
Appreciate you
Thanks,
guys.
Josh.
Appreciate it.